Hey, Kerry here. Want to do a little bit of a different video today, not so much about real estate and not so much about digitalization of our businesses and our industries. I want to talk about something that has concerned me for quite some period of time now, and that is debt. Um, as you get older, you realize that debt becomes an enemy rather than a friend. And I'm concerned about our national debt. It's probably the number one reason why, at this point in my investment portfolio, I'm at about 98% cash. I believe there is a bubble that's about to burst, and it's debt. So let's talk about it, and let me share some charts and some information with you. This is a chart of our national debt, and as you'll see, it started climbing shortly after the Nixon years into the 2000s, and when we reached 2008 and we had our subprime crisis about right here, we were at about $8 trillion. Well, this is the point at which the government started printing money and drove our debt from 8 trillion to 18 trillion in 10 years. So it took 200 years to get to the 8 trillion. It took another 10 years to get to 18 trillion. This is of concern, and when you then compare it to the green lines here, this is the Dow Jones Industrials. So you can see, for the most part, from 10 trillion to 18 trillion, the Dow was financing, or the national debt was financing the stock market, and it continues to finance the stock market. Let's take a look at margin debt. This is a chart that shows the growth of our margin debt. Now, margin debt, as you know, is borrowed money to buy stocks. What I find interesting here, this is back in '07 at the height of the real estate bubble. And as you see, then as we got into the financial crisis, the margin debt came down substantially as the stock market came down. Now, if we go over here to 2018, we see the margin debt again peaked here, much as it did here in '08 and '18, and then we see it starting to come down. This is what scares me. Has the market recognized that we have a false high in the stock market? And the smart money, the borrowed money, is coming out, much as it did here over in '07. So is this the start of the end? I don't know. But as I say, I'm in all cash. Now I want to show you something else that is really scary. What we've got here is the U.S. debt clock. You can find this on your computer at usdebt.org. What I want to point out is this number over here on the far left corner. That's $23.034 trillion. If you'll remember in the first chart I showed you, we started in '08 at 8 trillion, escalated to 18 trillion in 18, and now we're at the end of 19 and we're up to 23. That's a $5 trillion increase in our debt in 1 year. It took us 200 years, if I understand it all right, to get to 8 trillion. It's taken us 1 year to add another 5 trillion to it. That's, folks, that's just scary. And that's, as I say, that's why I'm 98% cash in the stock market right now. Again, spend some time here. If you want to understand, this is our U.S. federal budget deficit. That is that we are spending 4.5 trillion dollars a year. We're bringing in federal tax revenue of 3.495 trillion dollars a year. So that equates to a deficit spending of 1.3 trillion. Well, where's all that money go? 1.25 trillion goes to Medicare and Medicaid. 1.044 trillion goes to Social Security. 673 billion goes to the federal defense, and interest on this debt amounts to $374 billion. Now, if you want to think of something really scary, this interest is the interest they pay on the U.S. Treasuries to borrow this money that creates the debt. Well, the Treasury rate now is somewhere around 2%, 1.75 to 2%. Historically, interest rates are 8%. So let's just say that we somehow get back to historically average interest rates of 8%. You would multiply this 3.74 billion times 4 to get the interest that we will be paying on the 23 trillion, which is not accurate. It'll go up more than that. And now you've got an interest alone that is greater than our federal deficit. How long can this go on? How long could you run your house this way? I don't understand. Now let's take in and drop down to this number right here. This is U.S. total debt. Now, what does that mean? Well, this is the U.S. national debt. Now you add all the debt that consumers have, that student debt, mortgage debt, all the debt. Here's your student loan debt. It's now at $1.6 trillion. Mortgage debt, $15.8 trillion. This is all added to our national debt. I don't know how long this can go on. If you do, and you have an understanding of this that says, Kerry, you're all wet, you just don't understand, please put it in the comments so that I can understand this better and I can sleep a little better at night. Would you do that for me? Okay, I shared my dirty laundry with you, at least the dirty laundry that I have found on our United States government and our stock market and everything that is near and dear to me. Again, as I say, if you like this kind of video, give me a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more videos on it, and please give me your comments. As I said, I'd be real interested if you've got some insights to this that I don't have, and I'd like you to share them with me. And then subscribe to the video. I'm going to dig deeper in this because I think I've never seen anybody come out and talk about things like this. And I found this debt clock just purely by accident, and now I kind of wish I hadn't. So let's work together on this. Let's share our videos, share our thoughts, and see if we can get to the bottom of this. Maybe you can make me feel better about it so I can put my money back into Amazon and Facebook and Google and Alibaba and Tencent and the companies that I honestly believe are going to take us to new horizons. But I think we got to settle this problem first. I think our economy is with robotics, with artificial intelligence, with digitalization. I think our economy is just going to explode. Our GDP is going to get back on the track of tremendous growth. But we got to take care of this. And help me. And if you can point me in the right direction so that I can sleep at night, I'd sure appreciate it. Okay, thumbs up, like it, subscribe, and let's grow together.